So it's been a little bit since my last video, and a lot of new people have been finding my channel because of my devlogs. Welcome, and just so you know, the main focus of this channel is typically animation, but I'm doing these devlogs as a side project and because I love game dev. Now, a lot has happened since the last devlog, not only in my game, but in my life as well. First of all, I got a job at Chick-fil-A, so I've been working a lot to get some moolah because I am poor and I need money for my future. But Jay Hunter, I thought you got tons of money off of YouTube ad revenue. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Unfortunately, I'm not monetized yet, so I don't make any money off of YouTube right now. So that's been taking up a lot of time, so I haven't really been able to work on my game as much as I've been wanting to. Now, in the last devlog, I said at the end that the only thing I had left to really do was figure out how the inventory was going to work. I'm proud to say that I still have not figured that out. However, I've got a few ideas I'd like to propose, and you guys can help me decide. A little bit ago, I did a live stream where I worked on some inventory designs, and the chat was very helpful in giving me ideas. Someone also suggested that I make a channel in my Discord server where you guys can discuss the game and any ideas, ask questions about the game, or whatever. If you want to join my server, the link will be in the description. For the first little bit, I liked the idea of having lanterns that hang from a branch at the top of your screen, and they hold your spells. Now, the idea of having lanterns was pretty cool, but I quickly realized that the branch just looked terrible. I implemented a basic fireball spell as well. It works, but it just doesn't feel right. While I was trying to decide what to do with the inventory, I worked on improving the lore of the game, and I guess you could say that that went pretty well. I've got some ideas that I think are pretty good for some juicy lore that really helped me figure out what I want the game's story to be. I really don't want to spend an entire minute of this video talking about the lore, and I'm pretty sure most of you aren't that interested in it, so I'm just gonna skip over it, and it'll be a thing that you have to discover on your own as you play the game, I guess. Now, one thing that I would like to mention is that in this world there's a bunch of different species, and right now I kind of need help coming up with names for them. I'm very bad with names, if you can't tell by the fact that the game is still unnamed. Right now I'm calling the different species the leaf kind, the golems, sun children, and thorn folk. If you've got any better ideas for those names, I would greatly appreciate it. Writing out all this lore really made me get attached to the world I'm creating, and I'm super excited to just start making new areas. Speaking of new areas, I got a little excited and I made a cave, and so far it's looking pretty good in my opinion. I also improved the other areas by spending hours making a waterfall and slapping that into the background. The next thing I decided to dive into was the combat. I hated it. It just wasn't good. I was trying to figure out how to make an attack animation for walking and for standing still until one day when I was playing Hollow Knight, I realized that they only have one attack animation that fits smoothly into a walk cycle but also looks good alone. I decided to try that, and I changed a bunch of things about the combat. Now when you attack, you are in full control, and it has no change on your vector X or Y like it used to. It feels so much better, and I'm really happy with this change. Another endeavor I've been tackling is making music for my game. I really want the music to be good because in my opinion, music is one of the most important parts of a game. I often forget the story or the gameplay of games I played years ago, but the music holds nostalgic value in my mind. Music can really make or break a game, so I want mine to be special. The only problem is that I don't have much of a budget for my game, so I can't really pay for work, and all of the good composers I've found price their work a little higher than I feel I can pay. So I left it to myself, and I decided to try to learn how to compose music for a video game. Now, I'm something of a musical person. I play trumpet and I've played piano for a long time, but only more recently started to get good at it. I've been watching a lot of 8-Bit Music Theory, which is a channel that talks about music theory in video games. It's pretty interesting. I'm still looking for a good software to compose music with, but I'm having trouble finding one that works well for me. Now, another thing to mention. I've got a Patreon. I would be super thankful if anyone who's able to could pledge even just $1. On my Patreon, I'll be posting more sneak peek clips of my progress on my game and on my animations. I'll also be uploading a demo for my game once I get to that point, and that's probably what I'll use for alpha and beta testing and stuff like that. With money I get from Patreon, I'll invest it into either a good music software or maybe paying a better composer for the music. Also, I'm gonna need money to pay for the Steam page for this game once I get to that point, and as we know, I do not have a lot of money right now. Either way, any support would be greatly appreciated, and I'll be posting on there much more frequently. Also, a side note, I got some amazing art of the main character after the last devlog. Thank you so much for these awesome drawings. They look great, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy the character design. Alright, back to the elephant in the room. If I don't like the way that the inventory feels when I have the lantern 3-slot inventory system, what am I gonna do? I came up with a different plan while standing out in the hot sun at Chick-fil-A one day. This idea isn't fully planned out yet, but here's a concept I came up with. Your health is like normal, but instead of having an inventory where you pick up spells, you have charms that hang from a big branch. You can choose which spells to cast by doing different directions similar to Hollow Knight. Now, this idea isn't perfect, but it would allow me to make my game more Metroidvania-like. For example, after the first boss, you might pick up a spell that allows you to flame dash, and flame dashes will break through flimsy walls, allowing you to explore more areas. That's the gist of it. As I said, this idea isn't perfect. I need to plan some more. Like, where are you gonna get more charms from? Maybe they shouldn't look like charms. Maybe they should be a bar that regenerates over time. Maybe it should look like this. There's still a lot up in the air. And some people really liked the lantern design. So here we are, in the same spot that we were at the end of the last video. What should I do for the spell system? I'm gonna need some of your input. Like I said, discussion of my game is welcome in my Discord server, so if you have any banger ideas, head on over there. Also, for anyone who watches me because of my animations mainly, I'm still working on a script for the next video. It's gonna be really good, but it's gonna take a while. For now, especially with less time because of my job, I'll be focusing on these devlogs and my game, but once the script is finished, I'll try to balance it as best I can. If you'd like, follow my Twitter at jhunteryt, where I'll be posting updates more frequently. Alright everyone, thanks for watching this video, which was a bit longer than usual. Hopefully, as I make more progress, I'll be able to make these videos a little bit longer to showcase all the new stuff I'm doing. If you haven't already, I'd appreciate if you subscribed and turn on notifications so you know when the next video comes out. Also, drop a like if you enjoyed. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.